What's going on? Welcome to K.A.E Sports Talk. And if you give me the HKO special, help the king out, subscribe, comment, and hit that like. Let's dive deep into this. So, the title is How and Why Nebraska Drew 92,003 fans to watch women's college volleyball. So, before we get into this, let's look at the video here. So take a look at this video. So here you go.
By this crowd, Nebraska is now a world record holder.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Look at that. So, how did a volleyball team representing a public research university in the Prairie State attract 92,003 fans to set the global attendance record for women's sports? It's a long story. So let's get into it. Memorial Stadium went dunk, the hum and strum of Cyrus by the Allen Parsons Brothers started, and the capacity crowd turned to the stadium's north end. Every University of Nebraska football home game starts this way. Fans clap as the stadium's huge video board shows the team's approach from the locker room and their entrance into the field. The tunnel walk is one of college football's signature traditions, and Nebraska junior Lexi Rodriguez wanted to soak in that moment. Rodriguez, a libero on the Nebraska women's volleyball, walked alongside head coach John Cook and teammate Merritt Beeson. They were enveloped by a crowd's roar. Beeson continued her steely gray gaze. A smirk emerged on Cook's face. Rodriguez grinned from ear to ear. She and the cornhuskers knew they made history Wednesday night. She just wanted to take the moment to enjoy. The gates finally opened, and she led the Huskers onto the court. Wow, Rodriguez scored a match high 15 digs and three service aces as Nebraska beat the in-state rivals Omaha in straight sets 25. It's 25-14, 25-14, 25-13. The most important number of Wednesday, however, the 92,003. That's how many people attended a match, shattering the world record for the highest attendance at a women's sports event. A reported 110,000 attended the unofficial women's final in Mexico in 71, but that number has never been confirmed. But not bad for a regular season match of little consequences. It's so huge for little girls to get to see a women's sport and volleyball being played on this big of a stage. Having so many people invested, I think, is huge. Rodriguez said afterwards, because when you are little and you have big goals, big dreams, having this to look kind of has something to look forward to for little girls in the back of their mind pursuing volleyball. So Nebraska players were between second and third sets when a record crowd over the stadium speakers. They all paused, and with every football home game, Memorial Stadium was the third most populous in the state on Wednesday night. The match was a cornerstone for women's athletic and was decades in the making. Now, Pat Sullivan started the program in 74, 2 years after Title IX passed in the U.S. Terry Pettit took control in 77 and wanted to win. At the time, many of the successful volleyball programs at the beachside university, hundreds of miles away from landlocked Nebraska. But Pettit to Nebraska could stand out because of its fan base. He traveled across Nebraska to speak with community clubs and high school volleyball coaches. John Blair who has called every Husker volleyball match for the last 3 years, described Pettit as more as a mere coach. You see the players coming out. Wow, you know. So he was on a mission to commit himself to this in every way, Baylor said. He wanted to win games and do everything possible to improve his role as the leader of this program. Back then, in the nascent days of volleyball on the prairie, it is involved being an evangelist spewing of his wisdom. So Nebraska embraced volleyball the way of elevating women's athletics. So in turn, delivered a winner. Nebraska went 694, 140, 12, and won 21 conference championship in Pettit's 23 season. He led the 95 team to a 32-1 record and the program's first national championship. As the game grew, Pettit's results pulled him to too many drafts, so he retired 2 years after the first national champion and handed the program to Cook, a former Nebraska assistant who briefly joined Team USA's assistant and to coach Wisconsin. Nebraska went 34-0 to win a second national title in Cook's first season as head coach. Yeah, so Cook continued Pettit's drive for success. Nebraska are 656 and 98 in his 23 seasons, including 4 national championships, 10 semifinals, 13 conference championships. He also continued Pettit's community outreach, so Cook earned his instrument rating and his pilot's license so he could fly across Nebraska, which is only a little smaller than Great Britain. He once challenged fans across the state to support the volleyball game as they do football. Both programs now boast sellout streaks, surpassing 300 consecutive games. Now, Nebraska volleyball is really a manifestation of the love affair between the state, the people, and the sport, Baylor said. Because of the N on the jersey, they're not just representing the team, but they're representing all of us to some degree. The sense of pride of every Nebraskan feel for his success and the sense of sorrow and disappointed for his challenge. It's a unique relationship. Man, look at this. 90,000 fans. Look at, wow. So Nebraska volleyball team played a spring scrimmage this year in front of 2,096 fans in rural Central City, Nebraska, about half the capacity of where the program started. But the NU Coliseum just sat 4,000 and created an intimidating environment for opponents. It also left sweats of Husker fans without tickets. Yes, it is a sold-out game. Cook remembered one high-caliber football recruit who chose to play elsewhere because there wasn't enough room for the student section. Families with young, aspiring volleyball players couldn't get in, so Cook and Claire agreed they need to move to a larger Bob Devaney Sports Center. So we were worried we lose a whole generation of volleyball fans, they both said. Yeah, and Cook said they lose the sellout streak when the school Alta Arena, the 8,000 was skybox seats and standing room space. Every volleyball match since the move has been sold out. The university added another 400 seats this season, and there are plans to add more in the future. So 8 of the 9 most attended college volleyball matches, 13 of 14 in the regular season, involved Nebraska. Cook started based on innovative match location in the summer of 22, so the Wisconsin hosted Florida for a volleyball match at the Kohl Center, home to Wisconsin basketball and men's hockey teams in front of 16,833 fans. That broke Nebraska's regular season attendance record. Nebraska couldn't counter, so capacity in their basketball arena is just 15,500. So Nebraska's AD, former All-American Husker football player Trev Alberts, looked to the school's highest stage. The 83,046-seat Memorial Stadium now has celebrated its 100th anniversary. Could fit more if they opened standing room space on the field. Despite Memorial Stadium's rich football history, Wednesday's volleyball match also broke the venue's attendance record. This could not happen with great interests throughout the state, Pettit said, but it would also happen without great interest for women competing throughout the country. Yeah, there is Cook there, Coach Cook. And Wednesday in Nebraska, it was officially dubbed by Governor and former volleyball player Jim Palin began with an exhibition Division II in-state program. Wayne State College and Nebraska Kearney played 3 sets in front of a growing crowd, and 90 minutes later, Nebraska tipped off against Omaha, formerly known as, Nebraska Omaha, in a regular season match. A concert closed the night throughout the event, sold out before the University and former American Idol Scotty McCreery as musical act. So the event, as unconventional, has served in another chapter of school innovation. So unique pre-match hype video played on a Husker vision screen, which was the first instant replay scoreboard stalled in '94. The dedicated strength coach, nutrition, dietitian, and sports psychologist all attended the match. And Nebraska was one of the first universities to employ each position specifically for volleyball. The highly honored, roughly 100 Husker volleyball alumni once they could, Karen Dalgan, who brought the state slide attack from international competition to America. That wisdom put Nebraska on the cutting edge of volleyball tactics. So Nebraska volleyball has been the vanguard of the sport for 5 decades. It's natural that this is the program decide inhabit a football stadium for a match. Baylor said, but when it was over, Cook calmly sat at the press table. He said he cried 5 times throughout the day. And the California neighbors referenced the Rose Bowl and the '99 World Cup final between America and China that previously held the North American sports record of 90,185. He remembered Randy Chastain's iconic celebration like it was yesterday. That match made a huge impact on women's sports in America. Wednesday just joined the Huskers' 4th match of the season, and Cook saw all the young girls throughout the day and the pep rally around Cat. Wednesday was more than just those 3 sets. I think this is going to impact a lot of people, he said. So, wow. Wowzers. This, yeah. I mean, this is amazing. A record is set 92,003 people. So, yeah, man. I'm just happy. Yeah, I couldn't watch it because I'm focused on the World Cup, but I've heard about this. And, yeah, this is, iconic. And this is why, now this, yeah, Nebraska sold out, for volleyball. So season tickets, 300 games. You can't even get a ticket. At all in Nebraska. So you got to really know somebody to get tickets. So I'm just telling you, yeah, Nebraska, man. Yeah. See, they support their volleyball. Look at that. They support their sports. And that's where it goes. And you know what? They're one of the volleyball teams that are in profit mode. Yes, profit. So that's where we're at with Nebraska volleyball. All right, so that's all I have to say. So if any of you enjoyed any of this content, man, please hit the like, subscribe, and comment. So there we go. All right, everyone, I will see you in my next video.